God. Ask God.
Hey, Scott. This is Nate from the beautiful state of Idaho. How are you? Hey, love your stuff. I've listened and consumed most of your podcasts over the past year and really appreciate all you have. So, a little about us. We just launched our first private label product on Amazon roughly 1 month ago. We've seen already great organic sales through pay-per-click. We have already established quite a few great reviews over the past month and feel really good there. Overall, we've been very, very pleased with our success and the direction we're heading with this product. Our seller account is very new, and I feel that, I can sense that may be holding us back a little bit, rightfully so, from Amazon's perspective. So here's my question. We rank anywhere from number 25 to number 35 in this very competitive subsection of the sporting goods industry, or category, I should say. And every day we don't fluctuate much away from that 25 to 35 spot or rank in that category. But the problem is when we're ranking like page 8, 9, and 10 when you actually search for our key term. So we know that most of our sales and conversions are coming from that key term, yet we're just not seeing much improvement. It's not really climbing up the ladder for the keyword term. So my question is the reason that we're not climbing up the ladder because of how competitive the market is? Or may it have to do with how new our seller account is and Amazon just not yet putting full trust in us as a new seller? Something's definitely going on because, like I said, we're ranking pretty high in the category, yet for the search term, we're really not doing. We're invisible. That's really my question. Trying to figure all this out. It's been very fun, and man, I really can't thank you enough and tell you how much I appreciate all your help. And if you get to this, I really would appreciate it. Thanks, Scott. See ya.
Hey, Nate, thank you so much for the question, and thanks for being a listener. And, I have to, I guess, go back a little bit to my intro. I didn't really give us the word of the day or the phrase of the day, right? And I really wanted to because it kind of tied into what I was saying about taking a deep breath about, and that is patience. Let's have a little bit more patience. Sometimes it's hard as being an entrepreneur. We're always go, go, go. We got to have some patience, all right? And it kind of leads into what I'm going to say here in my response to Nate's question. Not that patience is going to be the answer to everything, but we try things and then we don't get results and then we just think that it's not working, but it just means we might have to keep going at it. We might have to keep pushing or keep driving sales in this case. Because really the big thing here that I'm seeing, there's a couple different things, but the thing that I'm looking at is your sales are almost a direct response, or your sales are a direct indicator of your ranking. Okay. So if you are, not sure if that even made sense. What I'm trying to say is if you're not ranking, it's optimization, yes, but it's also sales. If you don't have the sales and you're optimized, you still are not going to be able to rank. It sounds like you're in a competitive space, okay, which is going to be harder right off the ground. I mean, just starting it's going to be harder to rank, okay? So you need to figure out how can you get sales to match first page. And if that is your one keyword, which again, going back, I don't think that one keyword is the only keyword that you're going to be getting sales from. Yes, it might be one of the main drivers, but it doesn't mean that that is the one that's going to make you successful, right? I think that you have to look outside of that. You have to start looking at more long tail, meaning 3, 4, 5 keywords in one phrase. That's a long tail. But yes, you can still start working and keep working and have patience, because as you're working, it's going to take time to push for that one golden keyword that you might be going after. The stainless steel garlic press, right? Versus going after the 8-inch stainless steel garlic press, or maybe the, extra long handle stainless steel garlic press. Like, see, I'm adding a couple of extra words in there that could be also popular. And you won't know these until you start running that auto pay-per-click, because then that's going to start pulling back some of those keywords that might be getting decent amount of impressions, but you're not getting, you're not driving towards those. You're not pushing towards those because you're not focusing on them. So you're not optimizing for them either. So once you discover the keywords that you could be ranking for better, then you want to start to inject them into your listing, and then start looking at the different key points as far as your title, your bullets, your description, the back end keywords. Like, that's where you're going to want to start adding those. Now, if you are in a highly competitive space and your competition is already on page 1, they have a good, decent amount of reviews, they're going to continually get sales because they're there in front of everyone. I mean, imagine this for a second. You have a store and it's on the busy street of your town or your area, right? And they get a lot of traffic, so they get a lot of people that come in there. And people come in there, they find what they need, and they're going to keep coming back for that thing or those things that they need because they get it every time they go in there. The customer service is good. It's great, right? You're on another side of town that doesn't get a lot of traffic. You have the same type of product, or maybe even a little bit better, maybe even a little bit of a better, customer service, but no one sees you because they don't drive that way to work every day. They don't go through that, that side of town or whatever, right? But if you could put shop up over there and get in front of those people, there's a chance you're going to probably do okay, right? And that's kind of what we're talking about here in a certain example, is being like, you have to get in front of those people. But if you're already in front of those people and your sales are good and your product is good, people are going to keep coming back. Well, how do you get in front of those people? How do you stake your flag or your business in a highly targeted traffic, area? Well, you have to get ranked. Well, how do you get ranked? Sales. So the first thing you need to do is you need to understand what are the sales numbers for page 1. Okay. If it's 30 sales a day and you're only getting 5 sales a day, well, guess what? You need 25 sales a day. So how do you get 25 sales a day? Well, you can either run pay-per-click and see if that can do it. If that can't do it, then you got to start doing discounts outside of Amazon. You got to start building your own email list. You got to start reaching out to influencers in your space. Go to Instagram, go to Pinterest, go to YouTube, go to Twitter, go to any place that you think that your customers are hanging out or your market is hanging out. Go there. Offer to buy a sponsored ad on their page, on an Instagram page or on a Pinterest page, whatever, and get in front of the people, right? And then drive people there with a 50% off sale, 75% off sale, whatever, because the goal here is to get sales. And if you get sales, guess what? You can start to rank and then get in front of the people that can then buy your product on a regular, everyday basis. That's how it works. So there's really no secret sauce there other than you need sales. First off, you need a well-optimized listing. Here's the second part, because there is 3 parts actually. The second part is if you are competing in a competitive space, they probably have a high number of reviews. Okay. If you need high reviews, that's going to be a problem, because even if you get on page 1 and you have a lesser amount of reviews, I can't even talk today. I'm so excited. Then it's not going to matter, right? That's why we talk a lot about finding products that don't compete on reviews, that don't have a high number of reviews, but still get good sales. So again, you have to think about optimization. Then optimization, part of that is reviews. If your competitors have a lot of reviews, so if you're looking at page 1 and they have 1,000 reviews and you only have 50, even if you get on page 1, it's going to be hard to convert on that, even though you could. It's just going to be harder. So you have to keep at it. You have to keep driving sales, keep getting people to come through your email follow-up, and you have to keep doing that. And then the third part of that is sales, right? You need sales. So you get those optimization points in place, you get sales, and then you should be able to start to rank. Okay, that's how it works. But again, I kind of go back to what I said in the beginning. I would not focus on just spending all my energy on the one or two keywords. I would start focusing on the keywords that are the longer tail, the ones that could get you a couple of sales a day or maybe a week, and you get a bunch of those. And then that adds up, right? And then you're at more of an advantage, I feel, because you're not banking on that one keyword. If you start losing your rank on the one keyword, your sales don't just automatically wipe away. So you want to just not focus on just that one keyword. The other thing you talked about is the age of your account or the feedback that you have. And that can be another part of the algorithm of ranking. You're absolutely right. So there's really no set way that I can say, do this, and do this, and everything's going to be perfect. It just doesn't work that way. But what I can tell you is Amazon bases a lot of their ranking from sales, but they can't rank you for keywords if you're not optimized. So that I can tell you on a common sense level, that's the way it works. Okay. Your account age and your account score as far as your feedback and your ranking as far as that goes, that's kind of like we don't know, right? It's like we think that if you have a more seasoned account, then you'll rank easier. And I would think that would make sense, but there's no guarantee, all right? There's just no guarantee for that. So hopefully this has helped, this little bit of a rant, a little bit of I don't want to call it a tangent, but I did really kind of dig into all of the different elements that it takes to rank. And you have to focus on like those things. Like right away, you can say, well, I can see on page 1, they're selling 25 a day and I'm only selling 5. First thing you got to do, get 20 extra sales a day. Well, how do you do that? Well, pay-per-click, or you run some promotions outside of Amazon. Hopefully you're building your own email list. This is where an email list comes in really handy because now you can run, let's say that you have a list of, 2,000, 3,000 emails of people that are interested in your product or in your market. And then maybe you send out 300, people an email on Monday, and then another 300 on Tuesday, and another 300 on Wednesday. And you just keep spreading that out. And then all you want to do is pick up an extra 5 or 10 sales. You just run a coupon or a discount or a percentage off or a flash sale or whatever you want to do to boost your sales using that external channel. Or you go out to Instagram or YouTube. Again, I'm kind of repeating myself, but it's that simple as far as going out and finding a way to sell your product, even if it's at a discount. All right. So this way here, you can get the sales. I'm not saying go out there and do that for reviews right now. That will happen if you have your email sequence in place or you follow up with your customers, even if you do it manually. That will start to happen. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.